Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on Alex Elite Golf, and today I'm going to show you the differences between the iron setup and the driver setup, and ultimately a really simple routine we can adopt out on the golf course to really help us establish a good routine. So if you're new to the channel guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I bring you relatable content every week to help you take your game to the next level. You're joining me today on the 4th on the Cheshire course at Carden Park. Have a look at this place. Do you know what one thing I really like about this course is the wispy grass around the bunkers, and if you keep up to date with all my Instagram stories you would have seen this. So I'm down here at Carden Park filming instructional content to help you improve your golf. I've filmed on the Cheshire course, I've also filmed over the Nicholas course. They're both equally as good. So let's get straight into this, differences between the iron setup and the driver setup. Let's go. So at first, I'd like to start by talking about how we set up to this driver, and as we go down the fairway we can talk about the differences between that and the irons. So with a driver we're looking to hit this ball on the up, we're looking for an ascending arc. Now with an iron we're looking for a descending arc, so we're looking for two different scenarios and we need to adopt our setup accordingly. First I'd like to talk about here is my simple routine, and this is foolproof for how you can get the ball in the correct position, how we can get a correct width of stance, and ultimately how we can set up correctly the same with driver every single time. And that's something that's absolutely paramount. Anytime we feel like we're not stood to the golf ball correctly, we may make compensatory movements. We've all done it. We've all made that move where we don't feel quite right, but we still pull that trigger. This routine's going to help you not do that. So we're going to start off with our feet together. I'm going to use this alignment stick to really illustrate this. We're going to start off now by pointing the left toe out to the end of the red alignment stick. From here we're going to move our stance until it's just wide of a shoulder width apart. So the first point I want to talk about with the driver is we need a wide solid base. Imagine you were a crane and you're moving a heavy cargo. The heavy cargo in this case is a driver head compared to an iron. So we need to move this heavy cargo with a solid base. So we need a stance that's wide enough to support this faster move, but not too wide. It's going to limit our ability to turn through the shot. So I like to feel I've got a stance just wide of a shoulder width apart. From here I've got a ball position which is inside our lead heel and a stance that is just wide of shoulder width apart. So our first 2 points are really sealed up in one move. This. We've done it. Ball position, width of stance. Absolutely nailed on. And our ball position is correct because we know it was from where we started. From this position now, I'd like you to place this into your sternum, your golf club or your grip, and just tilt until it hits the inside of your lead leg. So once I've tilted and hit inside my lead leg, you can see my head is slightly behind the golf ball. Another way of doing this would just be look for the dimples on the back of the golf ball, and this really helps promote my shoulders pointing on the ascending arc, helping me bottom the arc out before the golf ball hitting up on the ball. So let's go away and hit this one down the fairway. Really nice shot, really smooth swing, and I felt like I was stood to it correctly. Now, it may be easy for me to say that because I'm a professional and I hit shots all the time. But what I want you to reiterate here is to you guys that if you set up during this routine, feet together, left toe out, move your right toe out, look for the dimples behind the golf ball, you can set up to the golf ball the same every time without guessing. Anytime we're not guessing, anytime we've got confirmation and assurance, we're going to have more confidence over the golf ball. Let's head down that fairway. One, show you the nice wispy grass around the bunkers, which I love at this place. But two, let's then show you how we set up to an iron correctly. So we're now down in the fairway and you can see what I mean about these bunkers. Absolutely love this little bit of fescue, little bit of wispy grass, the round by the green as well, and here on the left. Really gives it good definition, and I like that about a golf course. So now we know how to set up to a driver and we've got a foolproof routine, and there the 3 steps are: feet together, turn the left toe out, move the right foot out, tilt to look for the back of the golf ball, tilt the shoulders up towards the sky. Now, we've got that set up to really help us hit up on the golf ball. The ball's towards the front of our stance because it's going to be hit later in the arc, then potentially going to be hit more on the up. So what do we do with iron now? And how can we have a foolproof routine to make sure we set up correctly with an iron? We're on the 4th here. I've got a scenario here where I've left myself 150 yards. So it's going to be about a 7-9-8 iron for me here. I'm not quite taking the wind into account, but I'm going to talk to you now how we can set up to an iron correctly and a foolproof routine. Let's hit it up. So now we're down in the fairway and we've got an opportunity to use an iron towards the green. Let's just talk through a nice foolproof routine which we can go to every single time with an iron. Now, like we illustrated before, a driver, we're looking to hit it on the up. With an iron now, we're looking to hit it on the descending arc. So the first point you're going to note here is that I've got an 8 iron now. We're going to make sure that ball is a little bit further back in our stance. And anytime this ball becomes back in our stance, there is more chance of this ball being hit on the descending arc. If we moved it right to the back of our stance, we'd hit it a little bit more on the down. But with an 8 iron, we want to find that nice even balance. We want to hit it a nice descending arc, but we don't want to get too steep into the back of the golf ball. So how can we set up to an iron and then position for an 8 iron correctly? So what I would do here is I would start off with my feet evenly spaced apart. I would then evenly move them out by the same distance. So at the moment my ball position's hanging down right under my sternum, so in the middle of my stance. From here I would just shuffle half a ball to my right, so moving the ball up in your stance a little bit. So I've shuffled half a ball in this direction, which moves the ball a bit further up in my stance. I would then point my toes out, and the reason I do this, one, it helps in hip mobility, but also it gives me a nice ready solid base, and we need that on the golf course. We need that with any iron shot and driver shot. We need a steady solid base. So the first difference you can see here is this ball has moved back in my stance. It's closer towards the middle of my stance than it is my left foot, and ultimately it's going to help me hit it on the down. We want to now adjust the golf ball with our hands feeling like they're underneath our chin. And you can see here the difference between my iron and my driver is because this ball is back in my stance, my hands are more on the golf ball or slightly ahead. This has given me a little bit of forward shaft lean, unlike with driver. The hands are on the golf ball, a little bit behind the golf ball, helping us hit up on it. So again, the hands are slightly ahead of the golf ball or on the golf ball, whatever you prefer. Some people prefer a little bit more. I like to feel that the butt of the club is pointing in between my belt buckle and my first belt rung. So a little bit ahead of the golf ball, but not too far ahead. From this position here, I like to feel as though I've got evenly balanced weight. So imagine I was on a seesaw from left to right. I've got evenly balanced weight. From here, I've got a nice position now. I've got evenly balanced weight. Now, some people say, how do you get the distance from the golf ball correct? I would now turn that seesaw front to back. So if I was too close to the golf ball, my weight would be too much on my heels. If I was too far away, I'd be reaching for this golf ball, and also my hands wouldn't be underneath my chin. And I'd be trying to find that place where I've got that even keel from left to right and that even keel from front to back. So I'm now stood over the golf ball with good balance front to back and good balance left to right. Unlike with driver, we were always trying to promote an upwards hit. With an iron, we're trying to promote a downwards hit. So from the top, how do we set up to an iron? Take our grip of the golf club, place it down behind the golf ball, move our feet evenly spaced to begin with, take half a ball shuffle to the right for an 8 iron to make this ball just left of our sternum. From here, we're making sure we've got an even keel front to back, left to right. So if someone's going to push you over now, you'd be really ready, you'd be really steady to do this. The butt of the club is now pointing in between my belt buckle and my belt rung. So you can see the differences here. My shoulders are more level. They're not tilted up because the ball's up and because of what we've done to manipulate our spine angle. The ball position is more towards the back. Our shoulders are level, our feet and balance level, and we're not looking for the back of the golf ball now, we're looking for the top of the golf ball, and this will really help us be concentrating on hitting down on the ball as opposed to trying to hit. So okay, let's hit this one away. Pretty nice shot. Pin high, just a little bit to the right. So if we summarise the differences there, one, we had the ball up in our stance, the second one we have it more in the middle of our stance, and one we're trying to hit on the up, one we're trying to hit on the down. The other differences are the shoulders are not on the ascending arc with a driver and looking for the back of the golf ball. With an iron, they're a lot more of an even keel to really help promote us hitting it on the down. Now, in terms of distance away from the golf ball, we could go through a routine and try and stand to it. And okay, that's good out on the range, but out on the golf course, it's not necessarily practical to hit in a shot. It makes our routine a little bit longer. So all I would say in terms of distance from the golf ball, if we're reaching for the golf ball, we tend to have our weight on the toes. So we would feel like our balance and our even keel would be more this way. If we're stood too close to the golf ball, our weight would be too much on our heels. I really like to just feel a nice ready legs, so even keel left to right, even keel front to back. And even if you just wanted to rock forwards, rock back, find that middle ground, and realise my hands are underneath my chin now, we're going to be generally in a good position. If we're nice and athletic, not too far left, not too far right, and not too far front to back. So some really nice simple thoughts you could adopt with a driver, and adopt for a foolproof routine with an 8 iron and with all your irons. Now, just to finally finish this video, the important point I want you to note here is that the ball position with an iron will change. As we generally go through the set, now if you're a 1-length player, you can keep it in 7 iron all the time. But as we generally go through the set, say for example from pitching wedge to 4 iron, I like to feel like it moves half a ball forwards in our stance. So all that's left me to do now is say thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elite Golf, and thank you for watching a video which gives you a simple setup routine for iron and driver. Know that you've got to have ready legs for both of them, and also just highlight the differences in what they are. So one, we have the ball up in our stance, one, the ball position moves a little bit back in our stance, and how that impacts our angle of attack. So ultimately, how that impacts our strike on the golf ball. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, as well as hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this content. Thank you, and see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.